Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Osman Ali, and in this video we will solve the problem 9.8. So problem 9.8 is related to the fourth method of inventory valuation, that's retail inventory method. So in a retail inventory method, we try to develop a percentage relationship between cost and the retail price of that product or that inventory. This retail inventory method is slightly different from the relative sales value method. In the relative sales value method, we also developed a percentage relationship, but that was within itself, like revenues relationship was developed within its revenue. If you remember, we had a group 1 lot and we had a percentage of the revenues generated by that group number 1, and that percentage was actually calculated based on the total revenues. Here we will calculate a percentage, but here we will connect cost and retail by a percentage. So that's the difference here. Let's go through the solution of the problem 9.8. So it's Judd Jones Incorporation uses the following retail inventory method to estimate ending inventory of its monthly financial statements. So they close their books of accounts every month, and information on the month of October 2008 is given to us, and we are required to do what? We are required to calculate the inventory value, means ending inventory cost, using the retail inventory method, and inside that we will go for cost method, and the next part is we will do it using the LCM method. So let's go to the solution of the numerical. Keeping in mind our previous numerical, the gross profit method that we solved, so we will follow the same theme. So I've just copied this theme from the previous numerical that we have solved. Actually, this is the theme of or a partial cost of goods sold statement. So a same theme will be followed with a slight difference. Let's go through it. So we have two columns here. We have a cost column and we have a retail column. Now if you see, data is also given to us here. Beginning inventory on 1st of October, so that's the beginning inventory or material inventory. So we have an inventory available in our business with us or in our books of accounts as well, and the purchase price of that inventory is $52,000, which means we have paid $52,000 for this inventory. Now this inventory worth $52,000, we have our plans to sell it on $78,000 actually. So the revenue value of this inventory is $78,000, whereas the cost value is $52,000, or in simple words, we purchased it on $52,000 and we will sell it on $78,000. So 52 and 78, the difference will be the gross profit. Now let's start with the beginning one. I have marked it green because of a reason which I will shortly tell you why. Now cost is how much cost, or the beginning inventory at cost is $52,000, and the same beginning retail value is $78,000 actually. So that's it. Then after beginning, if you see here, that's the beginning raw material inventory. After that we have the discussion on purchases, freight in, and purchase discounts if any. This is in one clause. This is like together. So if you see here, that's separate one, so I marked it green. Then this portion I did not mark it green because that will be together, and then at the end the total value is marked green again because this current year addition is connected to purchasing inventory, so we will talk about it. Now during the year we had purchases. How much purchases we made? We had a inventory cost value $2,62,000 purchases were made. So these purchases cost is $2,62,000, while we are planning to sell it on $4,23,000 this purchase only. So that's the retail value of it. We incurred some freight in or transportation in cost also in bringing the inventory to our production place or to our business location. So this is something which increases my cost. I'm gonna add it, but nothing I will write here. Why? Because this is just transportation in, and if I incur this transportation, or if I don't incur it, it's not gonna like this is something which I'm not gonna pass on to the customer. That's not my product which I'm selling, although it will be added to the cost of the product, but it does not have any retail value because this is not for sale. Only those things have a retail value which is for sale. So like I had a beginning value of inventory, this is for sale, so it has a retail value also. Then I made some purchases on 2,62,000 and with the plan that I will sell it, so it's for retail purpose, so it has a retail value also. 16,600 freight in does not have any retail value, so it's because it is not for sale. Purchase return. Now I purchased inventory of 262. Out of that, some of the inventory was returned. How much was returned? 5,600 was returned. So if I'm returning the inventory, ladies and gentlemen, it is decreasing my inventory. Okay, so decreasing my inventory means minus how much? $5,600 inventory is returned. Now this inventory which I'm returning, did it got a retail value? Yes, it did got a retail value because the inventory is returned from here actually. So how much was the retail value of it? $8,000. So I will also have a subtraction on the retail side as well. Now you do have watched the video on markdown, markdown cancellation, markup and cancellation, and what do you mean by markdown net and markup net. If you have not watched that video, so pause this video and watch that one first and then come back here. So with the assumption that you do understand markup, down, net, all these, so I will directly utilize these marks in our numerical. Now markdown is something which shows the decrease in the value in the price of the product. Now if the price of the product is going down, so it does not have any role to play with the cost of the product. If the price is going up and down, so cost remains same. Whatever I have purchased it will at a cost, it will remain same. So what is my markdown net? So markdown net is actually what? When I have a markdown net value of 3,600. So a 3,600 is actually my markdown net value, and as it shows a decrease in the price, so there will be a decrease in the retail also, minus 3,600. I took it from here. Now the next value we have is markup net. That was markdown, this one is markup and its net value. So markup net is what? Markup minus markup cancellation. So ladies and gentlemen, look at here, we have this markup cancellation 2,000 and markup as 9,000. So markup is 9,000 minus markup cancellation 2,000. So 9,000 minus 2,000 is equal to 7,000, and markup is in the increase in the retail value. So although it is cancelled, but cancelled only 2,000, remaining 7,000 is still there, so it's a positive sign. So do watch the video on the concept of markdown and mark net if you are still confused here. So that's it. This is the during the year kind of discussion. So during the year kind of expenses made, let's say. So current year addition, like during the year, this is the total value. So what I will do is that I will do it like this: 2,62,000 plus 16,600 minus 5,600 will be equal to $2,73,000, and 4,23,000 minus 8,000 minus 3,600 plus 7,000, this will give me $4,18,000. Now at the start of the year, this was the value. At cost we got inventory $52,000, and now during this year we had a net increase in inventory worth of cost $2,73,000. So the total inventory that we have right now, which is available for sale, is how much? For that I would do it 52,000, which was already available at the start of the year, and during the year 2,73,000 worth more inventory came to the business at cost. So the total we have is $3,25,000. And likewise we will do the same thing, that the inventory that was available with us at the start of the year, its retail value was $78,000, and now during the year these, all this 423, 8,000, 3,000, 7,000, these are all representing during the year. That's why I did not mark these 4-5 rows as green. I left the upper one and this one as green because these two must be plus at the end. So this was the point I was pointing out. So I will plus it with during the year retail value and I get the available for sale. Now let me compare this. This green line, this is this one, okay? Then purchase, freight, purchase, return, markup, markdown. So this markdown and markup is an extra thing in this method actually. It will only be in the retail method. This thing is kind of this portion, and then we have goods available for sale. So that's this one, cost of material available for sale, and after that we will have cost of goods sold and ending inventory. Okay, now let's develop a relationship, because earlier I said that there will be a percentage relationship between cost and retail value. What we will do is we will divide the cost on the retail value, so it will give us a percentage. That's 65.52%. It's a rounded value. This means that the cost of the inventory is 65.52% of the revenues of the inventory, or cost is whatever the revenue is, 4,96,000, 65% of this revenue is the cost and remaining is the gross profit. Now during the month we also had a normal spoilage, $10,000. So normal spoilage means that it is now that inventory which is not in a sellable shape, so it's kind of something which reduces the inventory level. So if it reduces the inventory level, so obviously it will reduce the retail value as well, because it had a retail value which cannot be recovered now, so it would be taken as a minus $10,000. Then we made sales also. Now if you are making sale, is it increasing your inventory or decreasing your inventory? It is decreasing my inventory actually. So if it is decreasing my inventory, then I will take this sales as minus. Okay, remember this thing in mind, that we are not working on the income statement here, we are just working on the inventory here, and the decision of minus and plus is based on what's happening with the inventory. So if you are making sales, and in sales means inventory is going to the customers, then it's going down with you actually. So what we will do is 4,96,000 minus 10,000 plus 3,80,000. It will give us a value of $1,06,400. So this was available for sale. This was available for sale. $4,96,000 worth of retail in inventory, having a retail value of $4,96,000 was available for sale. And then we had a spoilage and sales. Now after this month, $1,06,400 retail value of inventory is still remaining, and rest of it is sold. So this is the retail value, ladies and gentlemen. And we know because of this percentage that out of this retail value, 65% portion of this retail value is the cost portion, remaining is gross profit. How? From where we know it? Because of this relationship that we had. That 65% of this $4,96,000 is cost, and remaining portion will be gross profit. So same cases here. 65% of this $1,06,400 is the cost, remaining is what? Remaining is the gross profit. So then what is the cost inside it? So how much is the percentage? 65.52%. So it will be 0.6552 multiplied by my retail ending value. So it means this is my ending value that we have, $69,713. So we can say that this is the retail value and this is the cost of it. So that's the ending cost of inventory actually. In other terms, it's this thing. This one, ending retail at 106,400, is this blue one, cost of goods sold. Okay, but not the cost of goods sold, but that's the ending value and retail value. And we know that 65% of this retail is cost, so we brought it here. So that's how you do it. And by the way, it was the cost method. So everything is explained here. Now let's go for the second method, LCM method. LCM method is almost same as cost method except this one word here, markdown net. In the LCM method, this markdown net will be brought after this goods available for sale here at this place. That's the only difference you can see here. Everything remains same here. I can make this one as green. Same thing. Okay, if you can see here, there is no markdown value given here, and markdown is brought here. Rest everything remains same. So let's do it quickly. We got a beginning inventory of at cost and retail. This is same in both cases, in both examples. Purchases are same, freight in is same, purchases returns are also same. So I will directly copy it and I will paste it here in order to save time. So these are actually the same values. You do not want to copy it, you can one by one take it from here and then shift it here. That's totally up to you. Then what is my markup net? If you remember, we got a markup net of 7,000. So I will shift the 7,000 here. And there is no markdown discussion done here. Markdown is at the bottom here, down here. So what is my markdown net? Markdown was 3,600. So I will shift it here. I'm just copying and pasting to save time. Rest you know the structure. So let's solve it. 2,62,000 plus 16,600 minus 5,600. It will give me $2,73,000 cost at cost. Okay, inventory at cost. And 4,23,000 minus 8,000 plus 7,000. This will give me $4,22,000 inventory at retail from the current year. And then if you remember, we are supposed to plus the beginning with the current year figure so that we can get available inventory available worth 3,25,000. Likewise, we can plus the beginning of retail with this and we will get $5 lakh. Same case here. We will try to develop a relationship of cost to retail. So what we will do, cost divided by retail, and we will get a percentage here, 65%. Okay. Now then what's next? What was the normal spoilage and sales figure? We can directly take it here. Normal spoilage was 10,000 and sales figure was 3,80,000, and we can shift it here. So it's like 5 lakh minus 3,600 minus 10,000 and minus 3,80,000. This time it will again give me $1,06,400. This is my ending inventory retail value. From this, or you can say 65% of this 1,06,400 is the cost of this ending inventory. So if you want to calculate that, we will multiply 65%, which is 0.65, and we will multiply 1,06,400. So we will get our value here, which is $69,160. So this is the cost of ending inventory that will be shifted to the balance sheet. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This was the numerical retail inventory method. We discussed it, that how it is different from the relative sales value method, and then we did the retail inventory method in two forms, with two methods, cost and LCM method. So the only difference is just the markdown difference. Markdown is here in the current year section, and in the LCM method it is after the current year section. That's the only difference that we have. I hope you got the concept. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe.